what we got here is highest scoring word. This is a Python exercise from the good people at Codewars. Yeah, highest scoring word. Let's get it, let's get it, let's go. Okay, given a string of words, you need to find the highest scoring word. What the hell does that mean? Each letter of a word scores points according to its position in the alphabet. So A is 1, B is 2, C, so whatever. So I'm going to go through a string and go word for word, and the letters are scored according to their position in the alphabet. For example, the score of Abad is 8, which is A plus B plus A plus D, position in the alphabet. You need to return the highest scoring word as a string, and if two or more have the same score, the word that appears earliest is the winner. Yeah. And all letters are lowercase. That's important, and all inputs will be valid. So look over at the test cases at the bottom right over here. It tells you a little bit where what you're going to receive is a string with words separated by spaces. And you got to find the word that has the highest score in it and then return that word. In this first one, it's going to be taxi. Really probably because of the inclusion of the X. As every letter has a score according to its position in the alphabet. If it appears later in the alphabet, higher score. Yeah, so with that we can begin this one, and because we're going to have words separated by spaces, the first thing you're going to want to do is split it up using the split function so that you can get the words isolated as list elements. So definitely the first thing I'm going to do is split the string into split turns the string into a list where the elements will be the words, because the words are going to be separated by spaces. Turn the string into a list. You've got words. Each element in the list will be a word. And I'm going to set up a couple of variables here. I'm going to create a variable to store the highest value, the highest word score that I found so far. Make it initially equal to 0. And I'm going to create a variable for the highest scoring word that I found so far. Make this empty because I haven't scored any words yet. So once I score a word, I'm going to pluck it in there and put it as the highest. Now I'm going to loop through my list of words and score each word. I'm going to use a nested looping situation to do this because on the outer loop, I'm going to loop for each word. On the inner loop, I'm going to loop for the characters in that word in order to score the word. Because the word scoring occurs letter by letter, so I'm going to go letter by letter in the inner loop. Loop through the words. And I'm going to create a variable right here for the score of each word, because in the inner loop, I'm going to be accumulating a score for each character. I need to add it to a variable so that I can get the total. Score is going to be that variable. And for my inner loop, I'm going to get the length of words I, which will be the length of one word. I'm going to traverse or iterate through one word so I can get the individual letters. And if you didn't know, that's how it works in Python. When you loop through a string, you get the individual characters. I guess that's fairly obvious now that I think about it. Okay, so I'm going to take to accumulate my score, I'm going to add it to, and here is where I'm going to get the score for each letter. How am I going to do that? So you got a letter. How do you get a score from it? Well, what you see over here is the scores according to the alphabet position. How do you get the alphabet position? Couple of ways to do it. I could type out an alphabet like as a string and then use the indexes as the score points, like A is 1, B is 2, whatever. Another way that I found to do it, and this is not anything unique, many have found this way to do it, this is old news at this point, but use the character, the letter's ASCII value to generate the score, because every character on your computer has an associated integer value associated with it called an ASCII value. I'm not really going to go into all the ins and outs because I don't even know all the ins and outs, but you can convert the letter to a numerical value, and what I can do is use an offset of that value to change the scale from what it is to from a scale or to a scale of 1 to 26, meaning A is 1 and 26 would be Z. And the ASCII chart or ASCII values, they're stored in alphabetical order, so I can just use this chart as the order. And in Python, to convert a letter to its ASCII integer value, you use this ORD function. That'll convert from a character to its numerical equivalent. And so I've got to get the character by indexing. And words I is my word. I've got to double index. Words IJ will give me a character. And this next part is important. This will be the offsetting part, minus 96, because the ASCII chart works such that A in that ASCII chart is 97. And I want to convert an A to a 1 and all of the subsequent ones kind of along the same scale. So if A is 97 and I do 97 minus 96, of course that gives me a 1. And I wanted to map A to 1, so there you go. I can use the minus 96 for any value along this, really any lowercase value. So like think about the letter C. The letter C in ASCII should be 99. So let's do the offset of 96. 99 minus 96. I think you know where I'm going with this. It's a 3. And of course, C is the third letter of the alphabet. Its score is 3. So it totally works out. All of your lowercase letters, you convert them to ASCII and then you minus 96. And that's going to give you your 1 to 26 score for that letter. All right. Now that that's broken down, let's continue with the work. It's about the work, my friends. Okay, so I've got that score. And now pulling out of this inner loop, once I've got my full score, I need to compare that word score to the highest, because I'm doing kind of a linear find the highest score kind of, or linear find the highest value kind of algorithm. So to do that, I get my value, then I compare it to the highest so far, and if the highest so far, or if the score that I have, if my current score is higher than the highest value so far, I will change the highest to the value of my current score. If you don't get it, maybe you can get it in code. Like if my current score is greater than the highest score already? If it is, then the highest score needs to be set to this because the point of the highest score is to be the highest. Right? Yeah, pretty damn obvious, right? But the algorithm's not so obvious if you haven't seen it before. So if you're seeing this for the first time, hopefully you're getting it. So, okay. Yes, if the current score is higher than the highest I've found so far, the highest will become that new score because the point of the highest is going to be to assume the highest as it finds higher and higher scores, so that by the end of this operation, highest score will actually contain the highest. And whenever I change the highest score, I need to change the highest word so that I've got a matching situation. Matching the score with the word, and there we go. Okay. This is pretty much it. Once the outer loop is done, my finding of the highest score and the highest word is done. So I simply return the highest word. Take it to the bank. I think that's it. Whoa. Got some misspellings, I guess. Words. Let's see. Yeah, it's words everywhere. Got that. Got that. Good to go. All right. Nice. Maybe not the most concise, but there it is. We got it. Highest scoring word, Codewars Python. Enjoy the coding. Keep coding. Don't stop. Stay consistent. And let's do the damn thing. All right. With that one, I'm done and I'm out. See y'all later.